However, Genesis 1 is a chronological overview of creation, whereas Genesis 2 provides a more detailed explanation, focusing specifically on the creation of human beings. Number 2, God's temptation of Abraham. Genesis 22:1 says, "Now it came to pass after these things that God tested Abraham." James 1:13 says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone." The word test in Genesis 22:1 is nissa in the Hebrew, and it refers to a trial or proving of faith, while James speaks of temptation to sin. God does not tempt anyone to do evil, as James says, but he does test people to strengthen and reveal their faith, as in Abraham's case. Number 3, faith versus works for salvation. Ephesians 2:8 and 9 says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast." James 2:24 says, "You see then that a man is justified by works, and not by faith only." Ephesians teaches that salvation is a gift from God through faith and not something earned by works. James emphasizes that genuine faith produces works. They're complementary. Faith alone saves, but saving faith is never alone. It's demonstrated by works. Number 4, the death of Judas. Matthew 27:5 says, "Then he threw down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself." Acts 1:18 says, "Now this man purchased a field with wages of iniquity, and falling headlong, he burst open in the middle, and all his entrails gushed out." These are complementary accounts. Matthew focuses on Judas's suicide, while Acts details about the aftermath. It's possible Judas hanged himself, and in time his decomposed body fell. The two descriptions reflect different aspects of the same event and are not a contradiction. And number 5, who carried the cross of Jesus? John 19 verse 17 says, "And he, bearing his cross, went out to a place called the place of a skull," while Matthew 27:32 says, "Now as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name, him they compelled to bear his cross." Both are true. Jesus started carrying the cross, but Simon of Cyrene was compelled to carry it later when Jesus became too weak to continue. John's account emphasizes Jesus' initial bearing the cross, while Matthew focuses on Simon's involvement. Do you ever read the Bible?